Yasujiro Ozu occupies a unique position in the pantheon of filmmakers. With his classics like Tokyo Story, Late Spring, and Early Summer, Ozu skillfully and honestly portrays human beings and the drama inherent to their lives, their desires, and their relationships with others. Ozu stands apart from and above the rest because he excelled at portraying humanity in an earnest and unfiltered fashion. Ozu's films avoided taking inspiration from the plot structures and characterizations made popular by Western films. There is no manufactured tension, no heroes, no villains, no great triumphs or massive failures. Ozu seeks to portray human nature on film without any unnecessary dramatization or fabrication. Ozu emphasized the real experiences of each of the humans in his stories, with all their natural ups and downs, exercising a rebellious refusal against traditional story structure. Ozu was one of the greatest directors to ever take up the art, and his style is one of a kind, rarely imitated by his peers or by any directors that would follow. Ozu accomplished this through unusual composition choices, like his extraordinarily low and intimate camera angles, his exploration of the 360-degree space of a character conversation, and the use of purposeful silence, choosing to focus on the words and raw emotions of his subjects. Ozu liked to shoot his scenes from the exact perspective of a person sitting on a tatami mat, that is, the eye line of someone seated on the floor. In many cases, he would even shoot from a perspective lower than that, placing the camera less than 2 feet above the floor. Typically in film and television, conversations are shot from over-the-shoulder or head-on perspectives, putting the camera and the viewer in or near the perspective of the person listening to the person speaking. These scenes often cut between the shoulder shots or viewpoints of each person in a conversation as it proceeds. This is called obeying the 180-degree rule. Directors are careful not to break the sightline, or 180-degree rule, an established way of shooting that's almost imperceptible, unless the line is broken, at which point a scene's composition can begin to seem unrealistic or warped to the viewer. Ozu didn't care at all about the sightline, often arranging his actors so that all their faces were shown at once during a conversation. This technique has been called the 360-degree rule, and was an original creation of Ozu's. Ozu didn't break the 180-degree rule recklessly or sloppily, however. Instead, he used his new 360-degree rule as a unique way of showing the viewer the expressions and emotions of every character on screen as they occurred during a conversation, rather than showing character expression by cuts to reaction shots after something is said. This technique has the dual effect of wasting no time with unnecessary editing, and getting his point across more clearly than he would by using previously established tactics. Another of Ozu's innovations is the pillow shot. Essentially, the pillow shot is a cutaway to a visual element that has nothing to do with the film's story, and holding that shot for a number of seconds, a noticeable length of time. Ozu would place these pillow shots at the start of his scenes or even during them, as yet another style tactic used to reinforce the sense of great quiet in his films. Non-diegetic music is sometimes used by Ozu during transitions or for ironic intent, like whimsical tunes played in juxtaposition with sad scenes, but it appears rarely. Ozu was very particular about what diegetic sound effects to make use of. In fact, his films often feature long moments of complete silence. It's not surprising that a director who got his start in the silent era remained hyper-aware of the sounds used in his productions. Rather than showcase the Hollywood-style big events in which rapid character progression takes place in order to keep the story moving, Ozu would put us with characters who suffer more long-term and abstract issues like poverty, rifts in communication between family members, being emotionally unfulfilled, trying to reconcile youthful dreams with adult responsibilities, and even dealing with the final moments approaching death. In this way, Ozu challenged what was seen as interesting action in films. Ozu's direction is predicated on the idea that the camera itself should be unobtrusive and disconnected from the action. He seeks to avoid subjective presentation. The characters in his stories are presented clearly and without manipulation or bias as real, honest people. Ozu's visual composition, his subjects, his innovations, his introspective inspirations for character struggles, and even his exacting use of diegetic sound all show a creative control in the pursuit of portraying honest humanity beyond what we've seen in any director's body of work since. And he also has a strange fascination with people farting.